Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Neal Ruhl. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
And welcome to Big D Energy. I am not the golden voice, but Neal Ruhl is out today. My name is Stick. That is not four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty, but that is world champion Lindsey Hunter joining us today. How you doing, man?
What up? Doing good, Sticks. Doing good, baby.
You excited for this weekend?
I mean, I guess you could say I'm excited. I guess you could say that.
You should be. You get to play the Detroit Lions. You get to play the Honorable Dan Campbell. NFC Coach of the Year, Dan Campbell. Put some respect on his name. Thank you very much.
You're feeling yourself a little bit today, aren't you?
No, I've been feeling ourselves all year.
Oh.
I'm like a 14-year-old boy feeling ourselves constantly.
Well, I couldn't tell
Yeah?
because the beginning of the year, nobody was on this bandwagon.
Oh, I was.
Now, I don't know. I don't have that on record.
Sir, I got taped for the past 3 years
Well,
about me
guess what?
being on this bandwagon.
Well, no. I'm not talking about just being a fan. I'm talking about being on the bandwagon of believing in your team. Because as I can recall, Stick, no one here jumped on and said the Lions would be where they are today. Nobody.
Flannel Sam in the sound booth. What am I known as around these parts?
No. I don't want to know what you're known as. Let's stick to the subject. I don't want to know what you're known as. Did you say from the beginning when we were talking about this in the summer? Hey, and remind me, we're going to have a section of the show called Lindsey Told You So.
Oh.
That's going to be a new
Oh, my God.
Lindsey Told You So.
Bro, you don't have to take the same victory lap every week.
I will. Because guess what? That's what victors do. And I know this is your first time winning something with Michigan, so I know you're not used to it. But I'm going to show you how to be used to it.
But wait,
Lindsey told you so.
What has San Francisco won?
5.
5 what?
Since you want to go back and say, oh, we were here before, we won 5. So we were there before.
When?
Huh?
When?
The same time you guys were struggling to get there.
When?
Huh?
When'd you win 5?
In the 90s, in the 80s.
In the 90s. Sam,
Now,
when
when
were you
have you
born?
guys been there?
A 91?
No, Super Bowl.
Super Bowl? I haven't been to the Super Bowl.
Okay, thank you. Let's end of subject.
So
let me get back to what I was
You're admitting
talking
you
about.
go to the Super Bowl, but you don't win.
Yeah, but you have to go there. No, we have 5.
So
5 fingers.
So you're telling me
4 fingers of thumb.
You're telling me since the
We filled that up.
90s,
4 fingers of thumb.
You're telling me
4 fingers of
since
thumb.
the 90s, the 49ers are the Buffalo Bills of the NFC? Is that what you're telling me? They can get there, but they can't get the job done?
Well,
that's not what champions do.
Part
I
of
thought
the-
champions see the job through, Lindsey Hunter.
Part of the process of having a child is having intercourse. And you
Yeah.
can't have a child
And you
without
guys keep
having
getting-
intercourse. So, you guys have started having intercourse now. And I'm happy because I'm a fan too.
Yeah, you know
But
what?
you can't do it without the process.
Oh, the infamous process, he says.
Yes.
Okay.
There's artificial
You want to know
insemination.
about a process?
That's artificial
You want to know about
insemination.
31 years of rebuild? That's a process,
That's not a
Lindsey
rebuild.
Hunter.
No, that's not rebuild.
That's a process.
That's not rebuild.
I will tell you about
That's
the process.
not a rebuild. That's called being
I will tell
sucked.
you about Matt Patricia. I will tell you about Rod Marinelli. You want to tell me a process to get to where we're going?
It's not. That wasn't a process.
Oh,
See?
that's a 31-year process.
No,
you
no,
don't
no, no,
understand.
no, no, no. I do,
You're
'cause I've
born
been
on
here.
third. Born on
I've been
third.
here.
That's
I've been
fine.
here.
You're,
Listen,
you're the
let me
Ryan
help you.
Day
Let me
of
help
NFL
you.
fans.
Let me
I
help
get
you.
it.
No.
I get it, born on third.
Let me help you. Mm-hmm. A process is when you see a clear vision of what somebody's doing. You guys were a shit show.
Yeah.
That wasn't a process. Now, with the new GM that you guys have here that we talked about before the season started, we saw a process. We saw a clear vision of what they were doing. People were complaining about the draft picks. People were complaining, we don't need a running back.
I wasn't complaining. You could go check the tape.
I'm not talking about you complaining about the running back.
You said people.
Yeah, well, a lot of people. You're not the only person in the world, Steve.
What? Breaking news, Sounder.
Somebody you said people. So now I compared the summer. I compared what the Lions were doing to the way Popovich runs his basketball organization.
Okay.
They have a clear-cut process, and no matter what anybody says about Popovich, guess what he's going to do? Do that shit his way. You can complain. You can, he doesn't like drafting certain players. He doesn't, because he has a process of how he does things.
Yeah, the process of getting gifted Tim Duncan and David Robinson.
Ooh. Well, guess what?
It's a pretty good process.
No. It wasn't a gift.
Oh, yeah, it was.
They sucked.
Under his tutelage?
No, it wasn't under him. He was
to get Tim Duncan.
I can tell you how that story went out, but that's a whole different thing. No, but the Lions had a process. And we saw it from the beginning of the summer. We saw the pieces they were adding, and Lindsey told you so that they would be successful. Like it was a clear. I was like, dude, 13 games. Everybody looked at me like I had crap on my face. Oh yeah, Lindsey, you don't know, dude. I know what I see. I know what I've experienced. I saw 13 wins. I said it first. Lindsey told you so.
All right, Ray J.
So before then when Ray J raised his glass, I did it first. So when people were doubting what was going on, I never did, because I saw what they were doing. I saw the way they went about their business, and I saw the pieces that they had put together that made sense. Because a lot of times that, and it's hard for everybody to see. Fortunately for me, I've been through that. I've been a part of a team that was put together the right way, and then you saw like, damn, this fits.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And it wasn't necessarily about talent.
No, it wasn't about talent.
Right.
It was about the right talent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think the Lions have. And not only the right talent for that year, but sustainable talent that you can build upon and have longevity with success.
Oh, those last 3 rookie draft classes, when you see that graphic, it's absolutely unreal that these guys, because it used to be when you were watching the Lions and they would throw up that graphic, it would be like maybe 2 guys out of 3 years or even still on the roster, maybe not even the league. Like that's how it used to be with those draft picks. And now they throw it up and you're like, my God, if he was a 4th round pick, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4th round pick, they're still around. Derek Barnes making plays, still around.
And those are the things that when you see somebody hitting on things like that, that's not by like, oh, that was just a chance I took. No, that's because these are the type of guys that we're identifying. These are the talents, the personalities that we're identifying, and we're going to stick with that process. And it normally works. For some reason, it normally works.
Well, you know what always works? Dispo, right? That's the live read I got?
Yeah.
It always works, baby. Make sure you run out to Dispo and pick up what you need for game day. Plus, they're doing the big game giveaway. 2 tickets, 2-night hotel stay, and 2 tickets to the big game in February. All you got to do is scan that QR code right now, and you can win at Dispo.
Feel alive during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest New Year's sales event ever. Get the best prices on our huge selection of award-winning Chevrolets. Like this 2024 Equinox for $188 per month. Or this 2024 Silverado for $268 per month. It's the New Year's sales event going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
What up, Woodward Sports? Dispo Dispensary is bringing the ultimate experience for the big game in Vegas, and they want you there. You can win 2 tickets to the big game, plus a flight, hotel, and accommodations by following these simple steps. First, follow dispo.michigan, @showmedicated, and @showmedicatedcbd on Instagram. Like Dispo's pinned post, comment and tag someone you love to bring. Plus, if you repost on your story, you get an extra entry. It's that easy. Join the Dispo family for a chance to score in Vegas. The big game awaits. Follow, like, tag, and repost now.
Welcome back to Big D Energy live on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neal Ruhl. He's calling some basketball game somewhere on the planet. Lindsey Hunter is here. Flannel Sam in the sound booth, and my man JB being the TD today. We appreciate all of y'all for watching. Make sure you hit us with that like and the subscribe. Lindsey, I know Spenny did a great job on the prep, but I got to ask you a question. You played with Chauncey Billups, correct?
Yep.
You guys, you were teammates.
Right.
The other day I made a comparison that Jared Goff is kind of the Chauncey Billups of this team. He was a guy that was drafted high, kind of thrown away by the first team that had him, didn't really want him. Took a while for him to come into his own and develop into what he was destined to be with that high pick. But now he's got a tremendous team behind him, like you pointed out, and we can make the comparisons a little bit after they win a championship to the 04 Pistons. And he's the leader of it. He's kind of the head of the snake, and he's the calmness.
Similar. I think Chauncey went through a bit more adversity. You know, if you want to be more specific, because he was tossed around a lot.
Yeah, he went to Minnesota,
Orlando.
Yeah,
he was everywhere. You know,
Rick Pitino, man, what a dick.
Dude, he got like $80 million for that deal.
Okay, not that much of a dick. Trade me everywhere in the United States for $80 million.
No, I'm not talking about Chauncey. Chauncey ended up getting paid, but Rick, think about it. They gave Rick like $80 million to go coach the Celtics and destroy the organization for years to come.
Yeah, draft Chauncey number 3 and then trade him without even playing him.
No, he tried, but Chauncey didn't fit in with all that rigmarole. Nobody fit in that rigmarole trying to trap and press in the NBA, buddy. This is not college. Cut it out. Go back to where you can cheat.
But you mentioned in the first segment, this is team vibes. Are you getting that kind of feel with the Lions?
Well, think about it. We kept hearing things out of the locker room earlier on this season about how the bond was there, how the guys are working, and it felt like a family, environment. When you start think about, you don't hear about those things, and I know winning covers a multitude of sins.
It helps.
It always does, because under winning, there's always a thin sheet of turmoil somewhere in every organization. But hearing how they were going about their business, how guys were welcoming new guys in and showing them the way that it's done, that is a recipe to have success, because now you have people that are policing themselves. And anytime, and I know it's a cliche, when teams police themselves, they just become better, but it's true. When you don't have to, as a coach, stand over your guys and make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, then you can coach.
Right.
And that's what I think the Lions represent more so than any time ever.
No, and I think you bring up a great point, because whenever you're seeing all these social media clips, and social media really has given us a great insight into the locker room, how these guys interact, what the game ball speech is like after the game, and you're seeing them dance with each other and posting it on their own social media about how much of a good time they're having as teammates. And that, even outsiders like my fiance, she's not a big football person, right? She has become over the past couple years by dating me, because that's all that's on in my household is football.
Right. Good woman.
Yeah, no, she tolerates it very well, so thank you very much, Corey. But, like, even when I show her clips, she's like, man, it looks like those guys are having a lot of fun together. Yes. And you saw it in Hard Knocks with the Aiden Hutchinson, Billie Jean, how the whole team is up dancing with them. But you even see it afterwards, and today, the first person hugging Jared Goff when he comes in the locker room, Panay Sewell.
Right.
You just see this bond that's special, and that creates a different animal.
Well, I think we can look at the 4 teams that's left, and I guarantee you, if we go and take a microscope and look inside of each one of those locker rooms, you'll see the same variables because all of those guys know what it takes to get there and win, and they know what it takes to help your brother and be there for them when things aren't going so well for them, and that's what makes a special bond and a special team.
You don't have to say what team it was, but have you ever played on a team that was successful but wasn't very together in the locker room?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's the Lakers, but I'm not going to make you say it.
No, I will say it. It was the Lakers. It was the weirdest thing. The weirdest
surprise.
But see, and that's the thing, like, you very rarely you get talent assembled that great.
Right. They're all alphas. It's tough.
Yeah, you get a prime Kobe and a prime Shaq on the same team. I mean, come on. You don't have to be friends with it. We go out there and we throw it up, and Shaq, was unguardable. So that's how many times do you get that lightning in a bottle?
Right. That's special.
Yeah. Or you got a guy like Michael Jordan who can punch people in the face and cuss everybody out and tell everybody to do. But that's Michael. Like, he's going to win.
So there's exceptions to every rule.
Exactly.
Talent will always prevail.
Exactly. At that extreme, But most of the time, and like we just talked about, you can count those type of teams on one hand maybe.
Right.
But
and I can count the team that broke up that dynasty on one hand.
Definitely. But normally, you get teams that is like that. It's like a family environment. It's like a bunch of, band of brothers. Because I knew the thing that I was hanging with Chris Webber the other night, and we were talking about him coming to Detroit and experiencing our locker room. And he was like, dude, I've never experienced anything like, because we were so accountable to each other. Like, we could say anything to anybody.
Number 88, Chris Webber?
Yeah. I don't know why you were 88.
Oh, man.
But he was just shocked. He was shocked at how our approach was to one another. Like, because it was no holds barred. It was like, no, you fucking up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And guys didn't take it personal.
And that's the way it needs to be, self-accountability. Once you get a bunch of grown-ass men together, it's a whole different story than guys that won't be accountable for their actions, guys that are pushing off blame to other people.
Exactly.
And sometimes you see that trickle down from leadership.
Yeah, no doubt. And the hardest thing in a professional environment is to get that self-accountability with a bunch of millionaires who've been spoiled the whole time. Because now, what the hell, who you talking to? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that could easily creep in. I've seen that also.
Yeah.
So it's special. When you get a group like the Lions, it's special because you have that. And it's hard to get that. People think that you take it for granted when you got it, but it's hard to get that.
Well, that's when you got to give credit to the GMs, right?
Exactly.
You got to give credit to Joe Dumars, who built that 04 team when all those guys were accountable for each other. You got to give it to Brad Holmes, obviously, because that's part of it. I was watching. I wish I could remember which player it was, and I don't even know if this guy's in the league, but he was talking about how when he was trying out for the Lions, they pushed him harder in 20 minutes than any other team did. Like, other teams would let him have water in between drills, and this one, they just like, no, next one. And he's like, and they wanted to see if it like pissed you off, if your shoulders dropped. And he's like, by the end of it, I went up to shake Dan Campbell's hands, and I had snot dripping out of my nose. And he was like, but they want to see. They're reading body language during those drills. It's not like that you can do it in a 4-5. It's that, can you do it repeatedly and not bitch about it, right? And now these guys, you draft them, they have that mental fortitude that other dudes don't have. That'll quit. That'll throw their fucking hands up when things aren't going their way. And those guys are cancers for teams.
And it's so crazy you say that. Me being on the scouting side of things, going through those similar situations, trying to find out all the things you just talked about. Trying to find out what a guy, because most of the time when you're scouting, you know a guy can play.
Right.
Like, the talent is
He's
there.
a dog, right?
Yeah, like, he's an animal between the lines. Well, but what is he like when things don't go his way? How hard does he work when the lights aren't on?
Right.
Right. What is he like in practice? How does he react when the coach isn't happy with him? How does he interact with his teammates? I've watched guys lose a lot of money because of simple things like watching them during a game and they get pissed off at the team and they go off and you watch and you go, oh, well, let me mark him off. That won't be a first-round pick for us.
Yeah, because those guys can ruin cultures.
Yes.
They can definitely do it.
Yes, and Brad Holmes has done an admirable job at sticking to the script, saying, hey, this is what I am. This is who I am. I'm going to build this team accordingly.
Yeah.
And Dan Campbell fits that mold as a coach. And when you have all those things aligned, you have a recipe for sustainable success. You know?
God, I just can't believe we're here. I mean, like it's still every once in a while as a Lions fan, I understand how we got here, and I'm very proud of that. It's just even if it was believable, it wasn't believable, right? It's like how hard that mountain was to climb, and then you bring in these two guys, well, multiple guys, because you got to include Chris Spielman, you got to Sheila Hamp, like, but you bring in these two core pieces, and in 3 years, 3 years, we're about to smack the shit out of the 49ers.
Yep. Good luck. Hey, but anyway.
Damn it, I thought I had him. Oh, I'm gonna get him before the end of the show.
Hey,
I'm gonna get him.
But here's the thing. No, and here's the thing. You could have a really great owner with good intentions, but if he doesn't hire the right president, GM, coach, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter, because if I'm hiring you as an owner to do a job that I trust that you know what you're doing, and you screw it up every single time, I'm screwed. And being screwed means that could last for years. It takes a lot to clean up cesspools like that on bad organizations with bad contracts, bad players. Shit takes forever to clean up, you know? But when you get the right crew in, it's like Pittsburgh. Everybody wants to complain about Mike Tomlin.
Idiots. Absolute idiots. If you complain about Mike Tomlin, you don't know a damn thing about anything.
And we're sitting here listening to people say, it's time for Mike Tomlin to move on. Why?
Right.
Well, I mean, tell me why. Like, he's winning too much? With paper mache quarterbacks?
And honestly, like, that's why I got so frustrated when Caldwell got fired. Because it's like, you fired this guy, why? Because he had a winning record?
Yeah,
We're the Detroit Lions. Are like, who the hell do we think we are? 9-7 wasn't good enough?
Right.
It was for a long time. Now,
but
I wanted that to be the floor. And it's like, okay, if 9-7's our floor, then I'm cool.
And I thought Caldwell had done a great job, and I thought he probably should have been allowed to continue, but you know, they didn't, and things have worked out, you know. But talking about, you know, how they've constructed the front office, the head coaching, and everything all the way down the line, man, it all is in alignment, and that is so rare. That's why every year we talk about who's going to win the Super Bowl. It's only 4 teams that really truly have a chance to win it. Every year you look at it and go, yeah, those 4 teams those 4 teams have a chance to win it.
Yep, the 49ers will be there, but we most assured they won't win it.
Oh, you sure?
I can only go by recent history. I can only go by recent history.
But you said they'll be there. Okay, I know.
Yeah, they will. They're there. They're there amongst the Final 4, aren't they? You thought I was talking Super Bowl?
That's what you said. That's what you said.
He thought I was talking 49ers.
No, you slipped up. I was just trying to help you correct yourself.
Oh, this guy's a joker. Get a load of this
They'll be there, but they won't win it. Oh, thank you. I know. I'm sorry.
They're there amongst the Final 4 yet again. San Francisco Bills coming at you hot. Guardian Alarm is going to keep people out of your house like the 49ers stay out of championships. And they do it. Just call 1-800-STAY-OUT right now. They're your local security expert. They've been for about 100 years, which is about how long it's been since San Francisco's won a damn thing. So Guardian Alarm, 1930. Wasn't that the year?
I wasn't born with you.
No, I was
okay.
1-800-STAY-OUT. Go Lions.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Fairway Packing Company, they got all the meats that you need to throw your best barbecue around. Look at that tomahawk steak right there. You can take that and beat Brock Purdy and his little gloves over the head with it. Prime beef, dry aged beef. 313-332-5144 is the phone number. Give them a call today. Put in your meat order at Fairway Packing. Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neal Ruhl. That is Lindsey Hunter. Of course, we have Flannel Sam in here, who's been pretty quiet but is over there banging the beats, so we appreciate that because I know Flannel's got some heat for Lindsey that we're going to bring up. JV.
Yeah, a flannel shirt.
Yeah, okay.
That's the heat he has. Those are really hot.
Lindsey out here telling dad jokes.
They're really hot, especially in the summertime.
So, Lindsey, gotta ask, how scared are you?
Scared of what?
Our Lord and Savior, Dan Campbell.
Oh, no, you're kidding me. Dude, scared and Lindsey don't even go together. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, that guy right
look,
there.
The
You will address him as NFC Coach of the Year, Dan Campbell.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Well deserved. Only people I was ever scared of was God and my father. And they put the fear in me.
Well,
all this other stuff I told you, dude.
You can call Dan Campbell Daddy.
No, none of that.
You can.
None of that.
You can do it right now.
No.
How about that be the bet?
What?
You want to make a bet on 49ers Lions?
Yeah, let's make a bet.
Money line, too. We'll bet money line. It's just straight up win. I don't need the points.
Yeah, I don't want the points either.
I don't need the points. Don't want them.
I like that. That's how I like to bet. See, everybody, because I'm not a gambler, so people come to me, Lindsey, you want to bet? Yeah. Well, how many? No, we're just betting.
Right. I'm betting on my team to win.
I don't know anything about all that.
Right.
Just bet.
You know why? Because I ain't scared either.
I hope you're not.
So you will have to say Dan Campbell's daddy.
No, never. You better bring up something else. There's only one Lindsey Hunter Sr.
You will have to
Dan
say
Campbell
Brad Holmes' daddy.
Never.
Sheila Holmes?
Never.
Let's ask the chat. What should the stakes of this bet be? Put it in the chat right now, and we'll talk about them. But Lindsey, what do you think for me? What will I have to do?
I don't know. Good. Let me think about that. I'm gonna think about it because I got some. Yeah, I got something pretty good for you.
All right.
I want it to be really good.
You going to a high school basketball game tonight?
Probably.
Which one?
I think I may go see who's playing. Who's CC playing tonight?
Ooh, I don't know. Probably De La Salle or Rice.
Who's Brother Rice playing? I think I want to go see the Brother Rice game.
Okay.
They're recruiting a couple of my kids from my AAU program, so I got to make sure this.
You're saying Brother Rice recruits?
Yeah, all of them do. What do you mean?
I'm joking.
All of them recruit.
Yeah, no, I'm calling the Macomb Dakota game against Grosse Pointe South.
Okay, they got any studs over there?
They do young guys though, like flourishing guys. Nobody that's on the map right now. But yeah, there's some good players in that game.
That's how I like kids that aren't on the map. I like kids that everybody ain't looking at.
Right.
I help them develop.
Yeah, I've been running into Lindsey like almost every Friday night at these high school games.
I got so many kids in our program that I have to go see.
Yeah.
You know, so I go check them out.
Flannel Sam, tell me a little bit about the San Francisco 49ers history of winning.
He said Dak Prescott.
Well, you know, they were the team of the 80s. No doubt about it, 100%. They got one after the 1994 season, but as I always say, I think they've gotten a little bit too much acclaim for what they've done lately because the Dallas Cowboys have won a Super Bowl more recently than the San Francisco 49ers.
Ouch.
Have they been there recently?
Yes.
More recently? The Cowboys? Oh, they have?
No, they haven't.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Would you have been happy with your career just getting there, though, Lindsey?
If I never won one? Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, because I want to know what it's like.
To get there and lose?
It doesn't matter. Some people don't get there.
Oh, I know. A lot of teams don't get there. That's why sportscasters who like make predictions like, no, they can't win the Super Bowl. If you said that about 32 teams, you're going to be right about 31.
Right.
Pretty damn good odds.
Right.
Like you could say nobody's going to win the Super Bowl, and you're right 31 times.
Right. But the thing about it is,
but really getting there, like, it was just as satisfying as winning it.
Because it's so you'll never top winning anything that you become the best at. You know what I'm saying? That's the ultimate goal. Everybody's ultimate goal is to win it all. Like when you're a kid in the backyard, you dream about hitting the 3-pointer to winning. NBA Finals. That's
so you think the San Francisco 49ers are satisfied with what's happened the past 5 years?
Never. Because see, and expectations change, right? So you're not playoffs. What were the Lions' expectations coming into the season?
Playoff win, host a playoff game, win the division. That was the baseline for this year being considered a successful year.
Right.
Yes.
So now it's changed, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what happened. So when you've been a certain place so much, like with the Pistons, we were in the conference finals forever.
Right.
And we didn't think
6 straight years.
Yeah.
What a run that everybody took for granted here in Detroit.
Right.
Honestly, same thing with the Red Wings' 25 years of playoff appearances. So while it was happening, I didn't really give a shit. It was like, the Red Wings are going to make the playoffs. That's what they do. Like, it was just old hat.
So that's the same thing with the San Francisco 49ers. They've been there 3 years in a row. It's the same, you know what I'm saying? So now everybody's looking at it like, no, we fucking got to win it.
But what's it going to take for them to get over that hump?
I mean, you just got to win it. It's no certain thing. Here's the thing. We look at sports all the time, and we look at situations. It never comes down to the entire game. It comes down to moments. It comes down to things that happen that you watch and go back and say, ooh, Tayshaun wouldn't have blocked that shot. Damn, we don't win it.
The sheet guarantee game.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like and you can go back and look at stuff like that.
Reggie Miller doesn't chop his steps and can actually jump. We don't win it.
Well, I don't think what he would. The only way he could have prevented that is to dunk it.
That's what I said. If he could jump,
because Tay was hot on his tail. Like
I'll never forget that moment. I will never forget that.
And I'm
moment.
gonna tell you what people glance over. The block was phenomenal. The block was absolutely.
But the turnover to get?
No. Well, that crazy Chauncey crap, whatever he was doing. But anyway, the biggest, the even more important play was Rip saved the ball after
the inbound.
No, he saved it when he blocked it. Rip caught it, saved it inbounds. You know what I'm saying?
As Tayshaun flew into the stands. Yeah. God, what a moment.
So we always look at everything that happens and we look back and see there were moments, oh man, you remember when that happened. You remember when that catch happened, that first down, all that stuff, And both of these games are going to come down to moments, Who persevered in one of the big moments?
See, that's what I was telling Flannel Sam before the show, wasn't it? Like this game's going to come down to an act of God. Like there's gonna be a tip ball or a gust of wind, something that changes a millimeter. Because these teams to me are pretty evenly matched on paper. Like I know it's a 7-point dog in Vegas, but what the hell ever. The game's played because Vegas doesn't always predict it correctly.
Vegas got something going on.
But that's why I think it's really interesting.
Because you watch the Bills and you watch the Chiefs. And watching how the game happened, Diggs misses a deep, for sure,
a 70-yard bomb by Josh Allen
on the money.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And then, hey, field goal kicker, bloop, and you go, oh. Then even watching San Francisco and Green Bay.
Yeah,
Green Bay has the ball. It's pouring down raining. They come down and miss a field goal.
Yep.
The rain stopped.
Carlson sucks.
Look, the rain stopped.
See, that's what I'm saying. Act of God.
The rain stopped.
Like
and
Moses in the Red Sea. Something crazy is going to happen.
The rain stopped and they drive down, touchdown, and the game's over.
While he was talking, Flannel, it brought up a hypothetical that may make your brain go a little bit crazy. Jake Moody lines up, 3 seconds left in the game. It's 28-29 Lions. Are you rooting for him to make that kick?
No.
Oh, he's not rooting for him.
I actually have a bit of a personal vendetta against Jake Moody.
That's the one Michigan guy you don't suck off?
It's a Neal Ruhl thing, because that's the one guy that Neal Ruhl gives credit to, the damn kicker. He says that the Lions should have drafted him over Hendon Hooker. That's like, so Jake Moody doesn't really like register with me right now.
Listen, I don't necessarily agree with Neal, but I'm telling you this much: if Jake Moody hits us with a walk-off field goal, I'm gonna wish he was on our team.
Absolutely, you know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Neal Ruhl may be right. I do like Hendon Hooker. We don't know his future either, but. That's one thing. You could have prevented. It's the butterfly effect, Sam. But it could also be the butterfly effect. If Moody was on the team, we wouldn't be here. So you got to look at both sides of the coin when you do that.
Absolutely.
No, I don't think that kicker would have made that big of a difference for the Lions being here. No.
Yeah, Dan. Well, I mean, what did we kick? 7 field goals all season.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's utilized a lot. The guys over there doing calisthenics, for God's sake.
But in this game, in this moment, it may come down to a kicker. And
you never know, man. These games are going to be so exciting. I think, I think both games are going to be like nail biters. I think, because I'm telling you, I don't think they wanted to see the Chiefs. The Bills, they probably, you talking about the Chiefs, buddy. That's a different animal, because in regards to what you talk about, they got a guy back there that can get stuff done regardless of the situation. And when you got a guy that talented back there, you never know, because
that's the one thing you two can bond over.
No, him getting hot and somebody else getting hot is totally different.
Lamar getting hot, though. Lamar getting hot, though.
Don't matter. Lamar's not him.
Ooh, but yeah, Lamar's a different version. Lamar's something we never seen. I'm not bashing Mahomes,
bro, stop
but what Lamar has done this year.
Lamar, big Lamar fan. But
Mahomes has not been him this year.
But here's the thing. He's always him. He's always him. Dude. So you telling me, if you got one drive to get down the field, one drive, tell me the quarterback you want to put there.
I'm telling you, if I have 60 minutes of football, the quarterback I want.
60 minutes of football, because
that's what they play.
They all can get you there.
That's what they play.
Yeah, but it always comes down to one drive most of the time in games like this.
Not so much for the Ravens. They have been stomping people, man. I want a quarterback that's not going to let it get down to the last drive. I want a quarterback that's going to dominate the entire time on the field.
But a quarterback doesn't control all of that.
I understand. What I've seen from the Ravens this year with my own eyes, what they did to our Detroit Lions team, what they've done to pretty much every team that stepped in their way this year.
They're not undefeated, though.
No, they're not. But they've won more impressively than the Kansas City Chiefs have this year.
Well,
and you know what else is impressive? Big Boy's potato pancakes. Oh, so impressive. The stuffed ones.
You put ketchup on those?
I hate ketchup. I don't eat ketchup. No to ketchup. People have done gross things with ketchup. Like, I see people put it on mac and cheese. I see them
that's gross.
Put it on eggs, ketchup on eggs.
No, it goes on hamburgers.
Some people are nasty with it. But you know what's not nasty with it? That veal parmesan, those potato pancakes, and all the Southern comfort that you can get. Down home comfort at Big Boy. Go to It's Your Big Boy on all social media and bigboy.com to find one near you.
Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the Steak Shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists, and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Merch. Here we go.
Merch.
Stoked, not scared. That's the Detroit Lions. When you're Lindsey Hunter, you're scared. That's it. 49ers taking that L.
I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared.
You want some new stuff to wear? Check it out. Holmes Cooked Meal. We got all fun designs up there. Go check them out. woodwardsports.com/shop.
I ain't never scared. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I thought I told you.
Bone crusher. So I'm outside of the club. All right, there we go. It's Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neal Ruhl on a weekend to where the Lions could secure their spot in the Super Bowl. And, yep, that's a real sentence that we're saying in 2024. There's several things I don't believe are happening in 2024, and being able to say the Lions are on the cusp of a Super Bowl is amazing to say. And I think everybody should vocalize that today to somebody. Even if it's a stranger, just walk up to them and say, the Lions could go to the Super Bowl. And nobody's going to laugh at you. Nobody's going to laugh at you this year.
See, Steve, we have to get you that. We got to get rid of that. That post-traumatic.
I don't have. I've enjoyed the hell out of this ride.
No, not this year. I'm talking about from the past, because see how you're talking. You were like, nobody's gonna laugh at you.
They're not.
I know, because in the past you guys have been talked about and beat down so bad.
Yeah.
And Neal admitted he had it. He was like, yeah, you're right, I do have it.
Well, I get that. There was some dude talking trash to me on Twitter at Stick Radio the other day. And he was just coming at me about that.
About what?
Just everything we were just talking about. Like, hey, you got that post-traumatic, like, I'm like, yeah, you're damn right I do, but I'm not scared. No, it's not that I'm scared of anything. It's that I can acknowledge our past, but that's it. Like, and he was also saying that, I was too boastful about the Lions right now. And it's like, no, dude, I took beatings my entire life. Not from strangers, from family, from blood. At Thanksgivings. Why are you watching this? Every year, they're going to lose. They're a bunch of losers. Why are you wearing that Lions hat? The L stands for lion, the SOL. I've heard it my whole life. So you're damn right I'm going to fucking pound my chest on top of every building right now that I can finally spit it back to those people who have doubted my entire life. This is a victory for all of us. That's why you see people crying, because they know they can finally tell their coworker to fuck off. Like, finally. They know their cousin who lives in San Francisco, who've been running their mouth this whole time. You can finally be like, oh, yeah? We're going to prove it. Everybody who's been running their mouth about Matthew Stafford, you can finally put that baby to bed. Like, oh, you guys haven't won a playoff game. You're just as good as the Browns. Like, that's gone now. And you think after taking 30 years of abuse, now that I got the power, I ain't going to swing back?
Well, just be a little humble.
Fuck that. Those people weren't humble. I was humble for 31 years.
You don't have to
taking beatings as a humble
No, you don't
living.
have to worry about those people anymore.
I do. I want them to feel it. I want them to get their retribution.
Gonna feel it.
I know, and I love it.
They're going to feel it.
Yeah, the slow death.
I love it.
I love it. I love that they're feeling it. Oh, dude. It's been so long, and I can't believe they're here.
I believed it. I believed it from the summer. And like in the segment of Lindsey Told You So, he stated this back in the summer when nobody was willing to jump on the bandwagon with me. But that's okay. I'm used to that. I'm used to venturing out on my own. You know what I'm saying? Taking the bullets first. I'm used to it.
I love this. So, Stick, are you rooting for the Lions or soothing your own revenge? Both! Both! One thing takes care of the other. And it's only if the Lions win. So you're damn right I'm rooting for the Lions.
Do you have friends, most of your friends are Lions fans. See, I got friends.
I don't have friends that aren't Lions fans. Yeah, I call them enemies.
No, I have friends that are I have friends that are like Eagles fans and all over the place. And they call me and go, they won't call me if we win.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those are the people I'm talking about. So you're telling me I can't holler at them when we do win? Like,
they won't call me. They'll call me the day after and go, man, I was hoping you guys went down. I don't want any of you bastards to win. I'm like, that's, I mean, hey.
Art Vandelay, my uncle was the biggest downer. I told him to lose my number years ago. The Lions being so bad for so long drove stakes in families, caused dissension in families.
But that's sports. That's sports, man. That's the way it's supposed to be. Sports is the great equalizer, divider, multiplier. You know, sports does everything. That's why we love it. That's why we love sports.
Yeah, nothing in life gets my adrenaline going like watching sports.
See what I'm saying?
It's so weird because that's such a fanboy thing to say. But like that's why I don't gamble, right? I don't put money on games because I already care without the money.
Right.
I can't even imagine if I had like my mortgage riding on that shit too. Just be like, I'd be paralyzed. And then sometimes I just like to sit down and watch good events. Like I want to watch a good basketball game. I don't care who wins. I just want to see good ball tonight.
Exactly.
So
except you're going to a Pistons game.
Yeah. What's your opinion on Cade Cunningham? I know we talked like a month ago. Remember, I was like, Cade may not be that guy.
No, well, you know, and the thing about it, like I love Cade. I think he's a super talented kid. I just don't think he's like your number one option guy. Like I saw some like trade talks and they were talking about us acquiring Zach LaVine and DeJounte Murray. Like now, if we can get those two, now you're talking.
Yeah, they got to go get Zach LaVine. And what they were trading away from him, like Bojan, like Killian, and Beef Stew.
You got to do that.
Yeah, you got to trade 3 B, C players for 1A. You have to, especially with where they're at.
If we could go get DeJounte Murray and Zach LaVine, and now you have DeJounte at the 1, Zach at the 2, and Cade at the 3, now I'm happy. Now it looks like what it's supposed to look like. You know, you got a guy, Zach LaVine, who I think is a bona fide scorer. You're gonna get 20 plus a night. DeJounte Murray, everything, both ends of the court. PG can get it done, and now Cade can just play because I think there's too much responsibility on Cade being a do-it-all guy.
Why is it that they're better without him right now? The way this team's constructed, record would indicate.
What, they won one more game?
So they have a 10% win percentage with Cade in the lineup. They have a 25% win percentage with him out. That's a pretty big swing when you're this shitty.
Sticks,
right?
How many games have they won?
5. But 2 of them, I mean, 40% of that's without him. Okay.
Sticks, we're not going to have this conversation.
They're 3-33 with Cade in the lineup.
Okay.
They're 2-8 without him. 2-6 without him. My bad.
Yeah. Did you see who they played?
Okay, I'm just asking. You're the basketball guy, man. That's why I'm the fan. That's why.
We got to dig deeper because they played the damn Wizards, who had nobody there. Then they beat the Wizards and they beat Toronto, who had just traded away the team, so there was only 4 or 5 guys available. So, you know,
why do we play though? We play to win the game.
Yeah, but let's just be honest about those 2 games.
Okay. I'm just here to ask questions, Lindsey. That's all I'm here to do.
Better without Cade. Okay.
I do like Ivy in the starting lineup, though.
Yeah,
that should have been it from day one. Him and Sasser coming off.
I like Sasser though. Oh God, I like Sasser.
Yeah,
you gotta find him more time. But I think I don't know, man. I don't know why Monty and Ivy just. I don't know why Monty was bringing him off for so long. I don't know if he didn't. What I heard was defensively he wasn't where Monty wanted him to be. That's what I heard.
Welcome to the new NBA. Right? Like, nobody cares.
I'm watching the game last night. Celtics and who the Celtics beat up on? Miami. They had 77 at half.
It's more than y'all would let up in a week.
77 at half. I was like, what the hell are we watching? Like what? But all the scores now are just blown up. Blown up. Every game you watch, it's 145 to 130. Like, what happened?
2004 Pistons happened. You want to be real about it? Y'all changed the game.
Oh my!
They took out hand checking after that year, right?
Well, no, hand checking had been out.
They didn't like you guys holding people under 70 for 6 consecutive games.
Well, what they've done, they've really taken the physicality out of the game.
Right.
You know, And it's just, and we've heard Luka Doncic say, it's easier to score in the NBA than it is when he's playing in international basketball.
Yeah. And
that's
Euro,
not good.
Euro used to be the soft league.
Right.
Right?
Now it's the league.
Eesh. Don't love to see that. America! We gotta maintain the best. And you want the best? You gotta go to Swiss Insurance. They got the absolute best for you, and they can insure anything you have here in this great country of America. You got a boat, they'll take care of your boat. You got cars, they'll take care of your car. House, health insurance, anything you need, Swiss Insurance has you. Just email my man right now, mark@swissins.com.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Oh, yeah. Nothing. G-G-G-G-A. Oh, sorry, I forgot. There we go. Oh, cheers, buddy. I think we need to get you a pick.
Jack Labrador, that new game that takes paper, rock, scissors to the next level. Go to jacklabrador.gg right now and you can order yours, or just scan that QR code at the top of the screen right now. Order it, play it with your friends while you're drinking and watching the Lions whoop up on Lindsey Hunter's 49ers. Welcome back. This is Big D Energy. My name is Stick. That is Lindsey Hunter. We got Flannel Sam and, of course, JB in the TD booth. Spenny put together, and I love this question, because Deebo Samuel seems to be the biggest question about this game. I'm under the impression that the 49ers are just playing cat and mouse games at this time. There was no tear. There's no anything. Dude's going to play. But when he doesn't, the 49ers are not the same squad. They're 1-4, and they're 0-5 against the spread when he doesn't play. How big of an influence is Deebo Samuel to this team? And if he ends up not playing or maybe getting hurt during the game, re-injuring that shoulder, what's the impact? Don't matter?
Don't matter. It's all, hey, at this point in the season, it's you do whatever you have to do. If you think he's not going to play, I don't know where you've been, hiding under a rock. Everybody should know this is all or nothing. Dude's going to play.
He did leave the divisional game, though.
He left, but he played.
Okay.
And I think regardless of if he plays or not, they're going to go out and we're going to get a good game. I want both teams to be full strength. I want everybody to be full strength. It's almost impossible at this time of the season.
Right.
I know the Lions have some guys, the one lineman knee.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Yep.
So everybody is banged up, and you just have to move on, man. You have to try to, next man up, and everybody else has to raise their level and play, and do the best you can.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the Lions' injuries than I am with Deebo Samuel, because Kyle Shanahan will draw up plays, and even though that's what their record is, I still believe that he can figure out an offense with Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, and Brandon Ayuk.
You watched the last drive that were against Green Bay.
God, Brock Purdy sucked that game.
No, he didn't. He was better than Jordan Love. Huh?
You gonna pretend that? Are we seriously gonna sit up here and lie to ourselves and the people watching?
Because where's Jordan Love right now?
Yeah, I know the outcome of the game.
Well, that's all that matters, Steve.
I understand, and that's why that's why I keep saying the 49ers have never done anything because they don't win the game.
Yeah, well, they won that one.
That's all that matters, Lindsey. Can't have it both ways, buddy.
You're right. No, I'm not trying to have it both ways.
Can't have it both ways.
I'm not trying to have it both ways.
Then admit the 49ers have been trash.
No, trash? You been to Dispo?
Yeah. The other day I was on social media and someone tried to clown me like, you must be pretty high right now. I'm like, yeah, actually.
No, but the thing is, you know, you watch how they play without him. You know, they can fill in. They'll do whatever they have to do, just like the Lions will do with guys that aren't playing. You fill in and you move on. And the other guys they got to step up. That's just the nature of the business, you know?
Yeah, I am worried about the offensive line for the Lions. I mean, I know Jackson went out last game, and they were able to fill it then, and now they've had a week of preparation with the new guy, so that's less of a worry. But Frank Ragnow playing on a sprained knee and a sprained ankle, coming back, you know, like Drake said, that ain't nothing to play with. And if he gets rolled up on again, Ragnow is such an important part of this ball club because you don't want to have to start shifting offensive linemen around to cover for that. So I'm more concerned injury-wise for the Lions going into this game than I am about a Deebo Samuel who's going to play, but the 49ers are just playing cat and mouse right now.
Well, everybody does that. You know, when somebody's questionable, if you go on and look right now, look on the questionable guys that are going to play. You'll see 30% of the guys on that list, but they're going to play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to show that final list until they have to.
These guys don't dedicate their lives to this moment to walk away because of a sore anything.
Right.
Like, it's going to be broken bones. And even then, you've seen guys play through ribs.
I played in the finals with a chipped bone in my ankle.
Sheesh.
And you don't get that far and say, oh, man, I'm like, nope, just take me to the back and do what you got to do, and then we'll figure it out after the season.
You know what movie I was watching last night that was on TV? Varsity Blues.
Great movie.
Speaking of going back and sticking needles and stuff, that's what made me think of it. But
great movie.
Man, what a great movie that was. I don't want your life. Such a good movie.
That's a great movie.
They tell the coach to F himself at the end. We ain't going back on the field if you're here. I was like, oh, wow, this is kind of self-fulfilling prophecy at this point.
Great movie right there.
Oh, fantastic movie. JB, we haven't talked to you today.
Yeah, what's up?
Can you help me clown the 49ers with Lindsey Hunter present, please?
I mean, I could. What do you need help with here?
I don't need help with anything. We've been bodying this dude for about an hour now. But
I don't get bodied.
I'm Shaquille O'Neal over here.
Right.
No, how you feeling going into this weekend, man?
I mean, obviously, I'm a little nervous, like the majority of us are, but still at the same time, I'm still confident. Confident in the team right now. Hey, you can even look at the betting totals as well, too. The Lions have 66% of the betting from Vegas as of right now to win this game. And it shows that, hey, the script might be written already, but this is the perfect time for the Lions to sit here and go to the Super Bowl.
What's the script?
The script that's been, floating around the NFL. You know how we knocked off the Chiefs at the beginning.
That's floating around people that have nothing to do better with their lives.
Mess around with Travis Kelce. And now, look what's happening right now. The Lions are going to knock off the 49ers, and it's going to end exactly where it started at the beginning of the season. The Lions versus the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Ooh. What do you think the final score is going to be? You want to do your prediction?
Oh, yeah. I gave out my final prediction on the morning show, and I still stand by it. Lions 33, 49ers 24. Deebo does not make it all the way through this game.
What'd you say, 43?
No, 33 to 24.
33 to 24. Wow. You think the Lions are going to put up 33 points?
Hey,
outdoors
it's
in San Fran.
Tough. It's going to be tough, and honestly, it's going to be nerve-wracking at times. You're not going to want to look at the screen, but Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell, they got something dialed up. I know it.
Flannel, you kind of had a wow moment when he said that. What are you thinking over there?
Well, I mean, I already knew what he picked because I was the one who asked him the question earlier. But 33 to 24, that's a 2-score win. I don't know if I'm willing to go that far, but I'm confident that the Lions have enough. My final score prediction, I already gave it away on the morning show, but I'll say it again. I've got the Lions winning 28 to 27. Ooh. I guess the The question is, can the Lions defense limit Christian McCaffrey? I think Brock Purdy's probably going to get his yards. Somebody or maybe multiple people on the 49ers are going to make some plays like Kittle or Ayuk or maybe Deebo if he plays. But I guess the question defensively is, can they get to Brock Purdy? Can Aiden Hutchinson have another one of his huge playoff games? Can Ife Melifonwu get home if they send those safety blitzes? Can they hold the 49ers to field goals, which as I have them scoring 27, I think that they do a couple of times. And most importantly of all, can they force at least one Brock Purdy turnover? Brock Purdy got away with a few against the Packers, but ultimately he did play a clean game because the Packers never took advantage. But can they pick off Brock Purdy or force a fumble? I think they can do it once. So I think they make one extra play and win that game by 1 point.
I like that. Lindsey, what you thinking? Do you think this is going to be a close game all the way through?
I do.
You do?
I think all these games are going to be close. Definitely. All these games are going to be one-score games.
I think the Baltimore game has a potential to go nuts. Potential.
Potential.
Out of all of them, that's the game I would think would have a bigger...
They have potential, but I think people are underestimating the Chiefs' defense. Am I wrong, Flannel? Is this the best defense that Pat Mahomes has had since he's been there?
Oh, without question. I mean, the defense has been actually the better unit this year.
Right.
And I know we've talked a lot about, I know this isn't Chiefs radio, that Patrick Mahomes hasn't quite looked the same. You also have to remember that Marquez Valdez-Scantling dropped a perfectly thrown go-ahead pass. A great lateral play was nullified by Kadarius Toney being jumped off sides. And, oh, by the way, in the Lions game, which I'm happy that happened, Patrick Mahomes' perfectly thrown ball into the hands of Kadarius Toney was dropped, and then Brian Branch returned it for a touchdown. Right. So the Chiefs have had a lot of, I would say, cosmic things not go their way this year, but they're still the Chiefs. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks of all time and one of the best playoff quarterbacks of all time for a reason. But the defense has been their best unit this year.
And this is the first time that he's been on the road in his career, isn't it?
Yeah.
How amazing is that? Yeah. That's crazy.
It's pretty phenomenal. That's pretty phenomenal.
Crazy.
Yeah.
The first time this guy has been in the playoffs on the road. So every other time he's been the king of the hill.
What a luxury.
Yes. I just don't think that you can count that guy out, man. He's one of those guys that, remember how it used to be when Brady was down and you still, if there was over 10 seconds on the clock, you was like, man, he's going to figure out how to.
Yeah, no, Mahomes. I mean, there's nothing you can say about Mahomes that isn't true when you're talking about positive stuff. He's clutch. He's been there. He's got the experience. He has the arm talent. He has the knowledge. The only thing you can say about him is he doesn't have the guys around him this year.
Right. And he still got him there.
That's the variable that you're going to have to.
But he still got him there.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
The win over Miami, let's just say that was kind of a given, right? Miami's not going to go into any cold weather like that and compete on any level.
Well, But that's not their fault.
I'm not saying it's their fault, but it definitely played to their advantage. Will you admit that?
But that's home field.
It is, but it isn't, right?
What do you mean?
If they were a warm climate team or an indoor team, Miami would have had a much bigger chance of beating that squad. They took advantage of the cold weather. Once again, when is it that cold ever in Kansas City? Never. No, it's a thing that God put out there to change the elements. And that's what scares me about the San Francisco thing, being in the elements. That's the one thing that is the only thing you can point to that could change the game for the Detroit Lions. I don't think it's the San Francisco 49ers. But to say that Miami wasn't easier to beat in that weather than they would have been when it was nice out, come on, Lindsey. Come on, let's be honest with ourselves.
Well, I didn't think Miami was that good anyway. So I don't think it would have mattered. The Chiefs would have won regardless.
You think so? No matter what. Okay.
You think Miami was going to beat the Chiefs?
I think they had a better chance to do it with their offense in better weather. If they wouldn't have messed up against the Buffalo Bills and would have hosted a home game, they probably would have won round one of the playoffs.
Beat the Chiefs.
I'm not sure if they would have ended up playing the Chiefs if they had that. So it would have been a different matchup. But, yeah, I think they stand a better chance against the Chiefs in better weather. I just think that's common sense.
I don't think they could have beat the Chiefs
That's
regardless.
the thing. If the Miami Dolphins didn't want to have to go through that, maybe you go to Buffalo and win that last regular season game. That was a game in which Josh Allen gifted you the ball back 3 times with turnovers, and you still couldn't win. So the Miami Dolphins, they deserved everything that was coming to them because they kind of had a bit of a collapse at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that.
But you knew, like, the minute you saw that weather, you're like, well, Kansas City's moving on.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And Miami's best edge rushers were out, but also the Dolphins, I know they had an injured defense, but the Dolphins are kind of soft, and Tua Tagovailoa just is not that guy. I mean, he's
we're not
okay.
gonna go that far now.
He's okay, but he's nowhere near like the Mahomes level or anything like that.
Can you think of how different the Lions' future would be if they would have drafted Justin Herbert or Tua in that draft instead of Okudah? I mean, to me, the Lions, do you think they'd be where they are today without getting Jared Goff?
If you got who? Herbert? Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. And
once again, I'm talking about the butterfly effect, Lindsey. This whole thing plays out different.
But you didn't say that. You just said.
That's what I said. Would they be in the same spot if they had somebody else?
You said Herbert. Like, he's a kind of generational talent.
Yes. Come on.
What?
Stop
I said talent.
Stop it.
Talent. Okay. You said
talent.
Okay. I'll give you. He's got the talent.
Yeah.
But he's literally following in Phillip Rivers' footsteps.
Phillip Rivers was pretty damn good.
Right, but couldn't win a damn thing. And once again, now all of a sudden you're moving your goalpost to what success is.
No, we didn't say success. Well, you would say Phillip Rivers wasn't successful?
He didn't win a championship. He didn't. So why do you play the game, right?
Yeah, but still you can't say, well, because he didn't win a championship, he wasn't successful. He was successful. He just didn't win a championship. That's how you state that, Sticks.
I don't know, man.
I
thought you were measuring by wins and success. But that's why you're happy being a 49ers fan, because just getting there is good enough for you.
Because I got 5 rings and you don't.
You had fun. Yeah, those are called antiques. Those are not. Those are called antiques.
I got 7. No.
My grandma's got rings too from 80 years ago, but that doesn't really matter.
Oh, you don't
now,
count my piston rings? 7.
I'll count your piston rings.
Well, they all count, Sticks.
I'm not talking about trash ass.
So you don't count your life when you're 2 years old, because that was a long time ago.
I count it.
All right, then. Kill it.
Those are beautiful antiques you have there. Hopefully they've collected a lot of dust.
No, they haven't.
From the last time Taylor caught a touchdown from Joe frickin' Montana. Yeah. How many quarterbacks are you removed from Joe Montana?
We had Steve Young after that.
I understand. And then Jeff Garcia.
He sucked.
Yeah.
I didn't like him.
Yeah, and Garoppolo got you there. I
didn't like him either. He never could win it. He was terrible.
Yeah, guess what? Nobody since the 90s could win it for you.
And nobody has ever been there for her.
Yeah, they have.
No.
Yeah, the Lions got to the NFC Championship game.
I said Super Bowl. We're not talking about
it.
Like you said.
All right, where am I at? Planet Fitness?
Yeah, Planet Fitness.
All right. You want to get in shape so you can whoop up on Lindsey Hunter? We got to, Lindsey, I really want to play basketball against you. I know you're going to beat my ass, but I really want to play.
Why?
Because, like, how often do you get to play against a professional athlete as just some schmuck? But I need to go to Planet Fitness, get in shape, get my workout right, get my cardio straight. Only $10 a month, and I could be training to beat Lindsey Hunter in the gym. Go to Planet Fitness. Your fitness is essential.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new down-home comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The down-home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
What up, Woodward Sports? Dispo Dispensary is bringing you the ultimate experience for the big game in Vegas, and they want you there. You can win 2 tickets to the big game, plus a flight, hotel, and accommodations by following these simple steps. First, follow dispo.michigan, @showmedicated, and @showmedicatedcbd on Instagram. Like Dispo's pinned post, comment and tag someone you love to bring. Plus, if you repost on your story, you get an extra entry. It's that easy. Join the Dispo family for a chance to score in Vegas. The big game awaits. Follow, like, tag, and repost now.
Feldman Chevrolet. Get yourself a new ride, and you don't want to get a car that's as old as the 49ers championship rings. You want that brand new stuff like the Detroit Lions are about to get this year. Feldman Chevrolet has your 2023, 2024 models, and they can get you that lease trade-in. They got them all over the city. That's why they are Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, Feldman Chevrolet. Hey, CD Deuce. Look at that. That's a great picture.
Why is it a cartoon?
I don't know. Man, that ski mask thing came and went, didn't it?
Yeah.
That I remember.
A terrible trend.
Oh,
Hey,
God.
That's why, hey, man, that's why you got to be careful when you start doing stuff.
But it's got to start somewhere, right? At least
That
they
ended
tried.
fast.
Like it's like that Bart Simpson. You hand him the cake. Hey, we tried, right? We tried to have our own jumping into tables. We tried to have our own thing, and it just didn't.
Spenny was sick because the dude.
Dude, they sold out on Amazon. Like,
look, Spenny was sick because what's the team? What's the team that beat him? That came in and put the ski mask on in the locker room?
Oh God, the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, Spenny was like, yeah, that hurt.
It was brutal. It was 2 games into the season. Everybody was all jacked coming off that Kansas City win. That seems like a lifetime ago now, though, doesn't it?
That was fun.
But, that was a humbling lesson that I think that the team had to learn. Like, hey, you beat Kansas City, but this ain't going to be handed to you the rest of the way either. And, every pitfall this year for the Detroit Lions, I believe, had taught them a lesson. When the Cowboys call happened, and I know Spenny was here doing the post-game show with me. He was just like, I was like, this is a good loss, man. He's like, there's no such thing as a good loss. You got to get the win. I'm like, no, man. Sometimes there's a motivating thing that happens. There's a galvanizing moment for a team when they can all come together. I felt they got their taste of a playoff loss and what it would feel like without actually facing the consequences of now you got to go home for the rest of the offseason. They got to be able to get that taste out of their mouth the next week against the Vikings, get back on the winning track going in the playoffs. And sometimes those losses are good for you. And it seems like every time the Lions took an L this year, they learned from it, they improved from it, and got better from it.
Well, the hardest thing for athletes in general is to learn when you're winning. Because it's the human nature is when I'm winning, everything is good.
Right.
Oh, I didn't do anything wrong. We won. No.
Right. Let's get ski masks.
And I just know, like, from my own experience, it's harder to learn when things are going great for you. That's just naturally. When things are going good for you, you don't, all right, whatever, man. I'm sitting on top of the world. But then when you're knocked down, you're a little more eager to listen and say, okay, what did we do wrong? Right. What do we have to fix? I've heard coaches, I've even played for, trying to teach out of winning. And it's just, regardless of what you say, you can see the slippage happen when you're winning, even when you're winning, But then when you finally get popped and you go, okay, maybe we better listen. It works for some reason. It works. I wish it didn't have to work that way.
I mean, life's got to teach you lessons.
Right.
Listen, I think we've all been humbled. I know I have several times in my life on a big level, and it makes you a better person in the long run, as long as you apply it, right?
Right.
So if you sit in your dirty diaper and cry yourself to sleep, it's not going to help anybody. Right. Where was it? DNC Entertainment said he wore the ski mask last week. And yeah, I'm not saying the ski mask thing, he doesn't rock it anymore, but like everybody in the stadium had them during that week. It was our thing. The Lions had a fun, quirky thing for the fans, and then it just went away. Like you see them scattered, but it's no longer like everybody's ordering these things and wearing them to games.
It was, the funny thing was, Spenny was in here and he was so heartbroken because the dude from the Seahawks had it on in the locker room.
Well, and that's, and
I told Spenny, I said,
we talked about it during the postgame. That better be a motivating factor to the Lions that someone just came into your house, snatched your girl, and did that right in front of you.
But the thing about
that's disrespectful.
It is, but here's the thing, though, and I learned this because I talk a lot of crap, but I can take it. You know what I'm saying? I talk an amazing amount of crap. But the thing, if you're gonna talk crap, you better damn well be able to take it. Because when the rabbits got the gun, you just sit there and go, you got me.
Right? See? And that's how I feel about everybody who's dogged me for 31 years for liking this team. Now you're going to hear about it. You're going to hear about it on a loud scale. You're going to hear about it often. And you're going to think I'm obnoxious. And that's okay because the Lions are winning. And I can be obnoxious right now. And I know there's a honeymoon period. Like, the Lions are America's team right now. But there's going to be a time when people start hating us. Hating the bravado that the Lions fans, hating the confidence that the Lions fans have. And you've seen it happen. You saw it with the Cubs. Oh, they were lovable losers for I haven't won a championship in 100 years. Good for them getting it. Then all of a sudden their fan base becomes annoying as shit. Well, you saw it with the Boston Red Sox. The curse of Babe Ruth. Those poor guys can never catch a break. Then all of a sudden they became the most insufferable fans on the planet. So, like, the Lions' window for fandom and how obnoxious we can be is open right now. But eventually we're going to annoy the rest of the nation, and I'll be okay leading that.
Yeah, it's something about when you win.
Right. Like, people are rooting for you now because we've been losers for so long.
Right. But see, I'm used to being on teams where people just didn't like us anyway. Our Pistons team, nobody liked us, but we loved it.
That Bill Laimbeer said, somebody's got to wear the black hat, and we were comfortable in ours.
We absolutely embraced it. We said, nobody like us anyway. We don't like you anyway. And we were, hey, we don't like you. How about that? But
this team's different though. Like, they're motivated. They're getting loved. Like, everybody's loving
like
these guys
right now. But they have that rugged edge to them also. I think because Jared Goff is just such a good dude, it's hard for somebody to say, anything bad about Jared Goff. He's just a good guy. He doesn't say much. He leads by example, does what he's supposed to do. When you're talking about the Pistons, we look like a bunch of misfits.
Right.
Like, nobody wanted those guys,
Well, especially once you got Sheet, it's like, oh, these dudes rolling in. Here comes a bunch of texts. And he said, Jake Wagner says in the chat, there's definitely a lot of Lions hate right now, especially from Rams fans. And I think that's it, right?
Rams.
But I think that's part of it. The Lions haven't beaten your team in so long, so you can root for them. But once the Lions come through town and they start pillaging the village, take out the Rams, take out whoever is in front, you don't think Buccaneers fans kind of hate us right now? And that's why nobody hates the Lions. But in a couple years, when you keep ending seasons and keep ending dreams,
right,
we're going to start getting hated on.
Yeah, the only team that I will never, ever feel sorry for are the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I love ending their season.
Yeah, they're a team you love to hate. I mean, that's just, they painted themselves
obnoxious. Their fans are obnoxious. Everything is obnoxious about the Cowboys. Every year you got to hear it. They're still online talking crazy. Like, guys, would you shut up? Let the 4 teams that's left talk. You guys sit out and watch. Be spectators like you normally do.
Yeah, that's why it made me sick to my stomach after the Lions win and they lose. The whole day on national media is all about what the Cowboys did wrong, losing to the Packers. It was like, but nobody even talked about how good the Packers were that game or what Jordan Love did.
Because it's the Lions, the thing. Cowgirls, they always get the doggone. I don't know, man. And Skip Bayless drives me crazy.
Oh, man, he's a great troller. He really is. I mean, he's perfected it. Like, his congratulations, Lions. Now you got the opportunity to get blown out by the 49ers.
I don't like him just
what a
because
dick.
Well, he looks like the Joker. Like, he irritates the hell out of me.
But that's the thing. He knows he's the town fool, right? Like, he knows
you
his
think
role.
So?
Yes. He knows it. You have to. But listen, if you're paying me what they're paying Skip Bayless, I will say the dumbest shit on the planet. And that's exactly what he does.
You wouldn't sell out like that.
Money talks, hey.
I mean, we all got our price, baby.
Come on, Stick. You don't just say it ain't so.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like, the guy gets paid because of how dumb he is, not because of how intelligent. If he was smart,
I think he believes I think he believes himself. I honestly think he is that obnoxious. He believes himself.
Yeah, I think he just goes home, looks in the mirror, and is like, bro, check the bank account. Say something stupid today. Like, it's the recipe for him. He doesn't care. Like, what does he care?
Oh Lord, I don't know, man. But anyway, yeah, but the Lions are eventually, you know how it is. You win enough, and you're gonna make enemies.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
And that's why the Lions are so lovable right now through the nation. We haven't beaten your hometown team.
Right.
And when they do, all of a sudden, but it's crazy how much Vikings hate I've seen on social media.
Vikings?
Out of nowhere, the Vikings are just talking trash about how the Lions have had a cakewalk to this NFC Championship game. The smoothest road ever. Calling Jared Goff a clown. It's so bizarre how the Vikings, of all people, are starting to run their mouths.
I didn't even know they had fans.
I don't even know how you hate from outside the club. You can't even get in.
I got my cousin lives in St. Paul, Minnesota, and I didn't even know. He's not even a Vikings fan.
I mean, they had a chance to have their own little cakewalk last year when they won the division, but they lost to Danny Dimes.
Yeah, because they were frauds.
They were frauds, absolutely.
So, in division hate, let's go, baby, because it's pretty much going to be the Lions and the Packers for the next, 7 years here in the NFC North. What am I talking about? Premier Pet Supply?
Yep, Premier Pet.
You want to take care of your pets. You got cats, you got dogs, you got birds, you got lizards, whatever you need. Pet Supply has you. Premier Pet Supply has you. They got locations all over the place: Beverly Hills, Brighton, Canton, West Bloomfield, Rochester Hills, Troy. And they used to have a turtle named Winston that walked around Beverly Hills. I believe he's been moved on and retired, but that's how cool these people are. Great family operated Premier Pet Supply. Go check them out.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports. Woodward and
At work and at home.
Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Oh, yeah. Nothing. G-G-G-G-A. Oh, sorry. I forgot. There we go. Oh, cheers, buddy. I think we need to get you a pick.
The only time less is more is at Les Stanford. You guys like that? They should use that. Less is more at Les Stanford. They got one in Dearborn. Right now, you can get that 2022 Silverado for $289, that Crew Cab LT, so you can navigate all these Detroit roads in the winter. Les Stanford also has Chevy, Cadillac, Buick, and GMC. Go check them out. They got their store in Dearborn. Hey. Love all these graphic designers. Look at Aiden Hutchinson's muscles. You know what I love? The amount of love Jared Goff is getting right now.
Yeah, because a lot of people were hating on him beginning of the season.
More than since he got here. Like, since the moment that trade, oh, he's just a throw-in. Oh, he's just a bridge quarterback. Oh, Jared Goff could never get us there.
It was so much hate. People were looking at me crazy when I was like, hey, man, you're going to have to pay him at least starting at 50. I said, or starting at 45. He's going to start negotiations where Danny Dimes ended.
And that's fair. He's earned his money.
Right.
He's delivered us something that I don't think any of us thought we were going to see in a long time. So pay that man his money. But beyond all that conversation, because we've beaten that to death here on Woodward Sports, if we should pay Jared Goff or not.
Right.
It his chant has become a rallying cry for the entire city. Last night at LCA, I'm not sure if you saw the video, but chants of Jared Goff were going off. Not Lions, not Let's Go Lions, Jared Goff. Jared Goff. You see it in the corridor of Ford Field. Jared Goff. Jared Goff. He has become the rallying cry. He has become the guy that the city has gotten behind. And it's really quite interesting that in football of all sports, where you have 50 some odd guys on your roster, one guy like this is being championed above everybody else. And I think it has to do that the Detroit fans are super intelligent. They know if Jared Goff goes well, the Lions are going to do well. If he fails, the Lions fail. And that's really the only player on the Lions team you can say that about. And I think everybody identifies with him because of how he was thrown out by LA. Because, you know, you've seen that clip of Sean McVay. Is Jared Goff your quarterback? Yeah, he's a quarterback. Not our quarterback, not my guy. Yeah, he's a quarterback. And I think everybody feels for him because that story means so much to Detroit, the Renaissance city. That's why we have the Renaissance Center. And you saw his fiance posting the video of him hugging her, like on the sidelines, with that being in the background. Like, it's just so storybook right now. And the fact that he's the guy that's been galvanized on this team, it's amazing to me. And I'm so happy for him and for the city to have someone to root for.
Well, the thing about it, you know how quarterbacks are going to be pushed to be the face of any organization. That's just the way it is. You know, very rarely, you know, there have been teams, you know, we can look at the Ravens when there was Ray Lewis. There are teams that have a guy that's a special guy that, you know, kind of outshines that quarterback. But very rarely do you get teams that quarterback is not the galvanizing guy. And when that guy is in a situation where he's, you know, doing things in an organization that we've never seen before, he really embraces, hey, this guy's the one that's getting us there.
Right.
This is the guy that we're going to have to jump on his shoulders and ride this guy to where we're trying to go. And that's the difference. And when he's a humble guy and a good person, you can't help but like feel like, man, I want this guy to be successful. And that's what Jared Goff is. I never understand. And I guess I'm different because I am an ex-athlete, and I just, it's not easy for me to waver. Like when I saw Jared Goff have a struggle or two, and everybody was like, oh, you know, he's not. I'm like, dude, 17 games in a season.
Right.
You think he's going to go, you know, 17-0, and you think he's going to play a perfect game every single night? It's not going to happen. So that doesn't bother me. You know, when I see a guy struggle every now and then, I'm like, my whole thing is I always watch, and this is the scout side of me, I always watch how people react and act through their struggles. That's the true test of a character of a person. When you see a quarterback throw 2 or 3 picks and fumble the ball, how does he react now? And Jared Goff never wavered through those games, through the times when people were going crazy about, oh, man, you can't run, you can't scramble, you can't do this. He never wavered. He just sat there and was like, hey, I got to play better.
And he's become a cooler customer, you know? Like
I think he's always been that. I think he's always been that.
But he's never been empowered to be that, I guess. Like, he's different now than he was in L.A. He's different than when he got here 3 years ago. The way he interacts with media, his confidence, you know,
well,
like
that part.
But
has,
I think it's because he knows he's got the squad behind him too. Like it's a lot easier to be comfortable in your skin when you know you got Penei Sewell behind you.
Well, I think it's comfortable when you have the front office that supports you.
Right.
It's easy.
Amazing when leadership supports talent. What can happen?
Yeah.
Message.
You know, so that all matters. I know, you know, that those are things that are behind the scenes, but those things matter more than people understand.
And I think during the Rams game, when you hear that Jared Goff chant, it may have come off as kind of a fuck you to Matthew Stafford.
Probably
like
was.
We're trying to embrace. But now he heard it during the Bucs game, and now you're seeing it at LCA. So it's gone beyond that now.
Speaking
of
LCA,
you got the video? And I remember that during the 04 Pistons run, like LCA be chanting, let's go Pistons, and let's go Red Wings at the Palace, because the Red Wings were kicking ass back then too.
Right.
And it's just awesome that this is a sports town.
Oh,
and
no doubt.
they've never been able to rally around the Lions, ever. ever. I mean, one time in 31 years, right? But ever. And
Right.
for these fans to get to experience this and to go through it and show the unity, it's just a fun, amazing thing to watch, man.
And I tell people all the time, man. I've been in Detroit since I was drafted here, and I chose to live here because of the city of Detroit, because the way I was treated here, the way people embrace me. There's winning in Detroit for me, and I've won in LA. I won a championship. I experienced the parade in LA. But winning in Detroit trumped winning in LA, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Because I mean, dude, I mean, we were treated like, still treated like.
No, but that's it.
People just, it's something about, when you're a person that has the characteristics of this city, and I think I was brought up that way. I was brought up from Mississippi, grit, grime, getting it from the dirt. And that's the same thing here in Detroit. When those two things come together, man, it's special and it's life-changing. And it's like, I'm a Detroiter. Like, people don't even realize. People ask me sometimes, what high school did you go to in Detroit?
Mississippi.
And so, it's a difference. And the way you're embraced and the way people make you feel here, like,
it make you feel like a human.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you go to these other cities, it's paparazzi, it's, you go to New York, it's stupid questions, it's trying to find the worst about you.
Right.
Here, it's like, if you do your job, these fans are never going to bum rush you. They're going to come up, pat you on the back, say thank you, and leave you the F alone.
Talk to you like, like you're embraced.
Right.
You're embraced.
Yeah,
and
you're one of us. One of us. Like that's what happens.
Right.
Says, Stick, I heard you're having a house party Sunday. We're invited. I am at Cicerelli's. So come on out there, 21 Mile and Hayes. Bleacher Report about to do a live broadcast there. So that's going to be fun. A national broadcast. So you guys come on out. I'll buy you a shot of blue Kool-Aid. Got blue Kool-Aid shots.
Blue Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Lindsey, I didn't get your score prediction yet.
I'm not going to predict the score. I'm just going to tell you it'll be a one-score game.
Who's winning?
I just told you I'm not giving you a.
This is what we do here. Let me explain to you how this works. This is going to be an interesting show the rest of the time. We're just going to stare at each other.
So let's just put it this way, Sticks, is going to be a great game, man. I was invited to come out there. I may go. Dude, I think I pulled muscles in my ribs, acting a fool. So I had to get a shot yesterday.
Ooh.
In the ribs. Can you imagine?
No, I don't want to. No.
But I got a shot yesterday at my ribs, just numb it, and then I got some, meds. But I'm thinking about flying out there. I got invited, I may go, man. I'm thinking about it. I'm on the board.
You have to. You have to. If you have the option to go there, you have to. That's what I was telling another one of my buddies who had the option. I'm like, listen, you got a chance to witness history. How often does that happen? And that's just it. Like, to me, it's history. You got to go experience it. Even if they lose, you've experienced history. And you're in a win-win situation.
I know.
That's what I hate about you, because you get to throw your feet up either way and be like, oh, this is awesome. Like, I got one opportunity for this to be a good weekend for me, and that is for the Lions to dominate on Sunday. You're just going to sit back and enjoy the show. I envy you for this.
I am. I'm going to sit back, and I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to... See, I want to stay here and, grill some steaks and take my shots of Ciroc and have my buddies over and talk crap, because we were at my buddy's. Chris Backus has a corner bar in Rochester. He was at the bar.
Jeff Backus?
I don't know.
Okay.
But we were at my buddy Chris's bar, and dude, the Lions fans were just grilling me, and I'm sitting there like, what? The Lions aren't even playing. and I'm looking at them like, are you guys gonna seriously go for Green Bay? And they were like, yeah, Lindsey, we want a home game. I said, okay. I sympathize with you guys.
Yeah, I was going for Green Bay. I couldn't believe I was rooting. I never thought in my life I'd be rooting for Green Bay, especially against San Francisco, because whether I admit it or not, I loved them growing up in the 80s. That was
you
one
loved who?
The San Francisco 49ers. I did.
Why?
I don't know. Joe Montana was just always my guy. I love Joe Montana. It wasn't a Jerry Rice thing. It wasn't a Ronnie Lott thing. It was a Joe Montana thing. I love Joe Montana. And I was 9 years old. And to me, he was the greatest of all time. Tom Brady, I think, has surpassed him since then, but he's still top 2 to me.
See, my kids have always, I tried to raise my kids as 49ers, but they didn't do it, man. I failed.
But I'm still Lions till the day I die.
I just failed. My kids were born and raised here, and they didn't like the Lions. They didn't like the 49ers. I'm like, well, who do you like? My son Caleb, a Ravens fan.
Ish.
Dude, when he was 4 years old, he started watching the Ravens, and he was like, I'm a Ravens fan, Dad. I'm like,
well,
whose son is this?
The Ray Lewis Ravens, Ed Reed Ravens. Tough not to love those guys. And that's what I found myself as a kid, since the Lions were so bad and the Tigers when I was a kid were really bad. I always had to root for players. I never really rooted for teams. Huge Bo Jackson guy, huge Shaquille O'Neal guy, like even Orlando Magic Shaquille O'Neal, LSU Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah. Kind of didn't like him so much when he went to the Lakers, but either way.
And we have, so one of the kids, Bryce Graham, plays on our AAU team. His brother, Jalen Graham, he plays with the 49ers.
Okay.
So we have some connections there. He's from Detroit. He was, 49ers. He doesn't play.
Tell him to throw the game. Throw the game. Throw the game. You want some good merch? We got merch for you. woodwardsports.com/shop. That's what I'm supposed to hit, right, JB?
Yep.
All right. Go get yourself a hoodie. Get yourself a Scully. We got some knit caps up there. And we got some fun shirts for you to wear. woodwardsports.com/shop. Go get them now.
Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
What up, Woodward Sports? Dispo Dispensary is bringing you the ultimate experience for the big game in Vegas, and they want you there. You can win 2 tickets to the big game, plus a flight, hotel, and accommodations by following these simple steps. First, follow dispo.michigan, @ShowMedicated, and @ShowMedicatedCBD on Instagram. Like Dispo's pinned post, comment and tag someone you love to bring. Plus, if you repost on your story, you get an extra entry. It's that easy. Join the Dispo family for a chance to score in Vegas. The big game awaits. Follow, like, tag, and repost now.
The draft experience was shitty.
My high school dating experience was shitty.
I can tell you all 16 receivers and where they went to college.
I can tell you every girl that put me in the friend zone, every girl that shot me down, what grade it was, and what she said to me. Sarah Williams, freshman year at a house party, says, quote, I want to be single. Got a boyfriend the next day. Beth Samuel, junior year, I got benched during a football game. Afterwards, she came up to me and said, I want to date a starter. Kelsey McFarland, 10th grade, I took her to dinner, paid for dinner, and she told me I was the best guy friend she's ever had. Rachel Fletcher, took her to a party with my friend. She said, I like you,
but I like your friend better.
That was in 12th grade. Emily Westfall, senior year, I asked her to go to prom with me. She said, quote, sorry, I already have a date. She didn't even go to prom. Tanya Allen, Heather Talbert, Lindsey Turner, Leslie Frazier. It's okay, though, because now, here I am, working at Woodward Sports. They all got fat after high school, and the only thing I want back are my hoodies.
Why are you laughing, Lindsey? I'm hurt. I'm hurt over here.
Oh, man.
It's hard in these streets.
Oh, man, that's funny.
I love how we had to blur out those pictures. Poor Justin when he put that thing together. Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick, filling in for Neal Ruhl. He will be back next week for Victory Monday after the Detroit Lions defeat the San Francisco 49ers. That is Lindsey Hunter. Flannel Sam is in here. JB is in here. Lindsey, I want to talk something fun before we get out of here. We got about 15 minutes left. Superstitions. As a player, as fans, I know people have different superstitions. Like during a game, last game, if you watch the watch party, you'll see I kept turning my hat around. And it felt like every time my hat was backwards, the Lions were doing something good. Every time it was forward, they were sucking. And you saw Booner and you saw Spenny with the Lions helmet. When Booner was wearing the helmet, they're like, keep the helmet on, keep the helmet on, keep the helmet on. Then when it was off, like, why did you have the helmet on? At Cicerelli's 2 weeks ago, a waitress tripped and pizza fell on this guy, right? And the Lions went on a run after that and won the game against the Rams. Last week, the guy asked one of our waitresses to throw a piece of pizza at him to keep that memory going. And it worked again. So I'm assuming this week he's going to be sitting bar side and somebody's going to have to throw a piece of pizza at this dude.
Man. That's funny.
Flannel Sam, I know you're the same way, probably watching the Michigan game. What was going on with you?
Oh, I mean, I'm as superstitious as they come. Like, I have a really bad habit, which is actually, like, ruins enjoyment of some things where, like, I know this is going to sound weird, but if I have, like, the slightest itch anywhere, whether it's on my arm or whether it's on my back, whether it's on my stomach, I just am constantly picking at myself. And for some reason, I just think that, I mean, I look like a recovering addict at that point. and that's just like
Tyrone Bigham's over there.
Like, I mean, but just during the games, I don't know. It feels like, and I know this is the dumbest thing ever, and Lindsey Hunter is probably going to scoff at it, but it almost feels like even as a fan, I have some level of control if I just do these little rituals like that.
What about you, Lindsey, when you played? Did you have anything like that?
I don't call them superstitions. I call them like routines.
Okay.
So and to this day, I will always put my left shoe on first. To this day. Like, okay. I can be doing anything. I'm going to put my left shoe on first. Right one on next.
So there was never like, all right, this game I had my best shooting percentage. What did I eat for breakfast that morning? I need to eat the same thing again.
No, I did that anyway.
Yeah, okay. It was all routine.
Chicken sandwich before every game. Chicken sandwich.
How long before every game? Was there a time?
Yes, so right after shoot around, I'd get my chicken sandwich, and if we were on the road, I'd go to the hotel, my chicken sandwich, maybe some fries, and a Snickers bar.
I just think it's such a fascinating thing, superstitions. And it's such a fascinating thing how, like, me thinking my hat backwards is going to change the outcome of anything. But it's actually kind of comforting, like Flannel says. It kind of gives you some ambience of control.
Well, it made me feel like I was ready. It made me feel like I was ready. Like, shoe on, got to get my shoe routine right.
Left shoe on, all right, we're good.
Yep, right shoe.
What happened if you put your right one on first?
I would never do it. To this day, like, I'm so programmed to do that, like, I cannot put my right shoe on first. It feels weird.
What about you, JB? Do you have any rituals?
I don't know if it's technically a ritual, but for the majority of the Lions wins, I've literally been at home, except for the beginning one when we were here watching in the Chiefs game. But I have to stand up for the whole first quarter. I cannot sit down at all. I am standing up in the living room, pacing back and forth, just like looking at the TV, just staring it down. But yeah, I cannot sit down that first quarter.
Well, I appreciate you, man, because if it's working, don't stop doing it. And that's the message I want to convey to everybody. Whatever you've been doing the past 2 weeks, please continue to do it. And let us know in the chat what you've been doing, because I know I'm not the only one turning my hat around on offense and on defense. All right, well, that didn't work, so I'm going to go stand over here now. Okay, well, that worked, so I'm going to stay here for 45 minutes. It's so bizarre how much control that has of you while the game's going on.
Dude, people do, like, I'm with that, the shoe thing, even my sock, I put my left sock on first. I just, my whole, I don't know how long I've been doing it, but I know it started really in the NBA when in college.
Did you ever play baseball or softball or anything like that? Because to me, that's where I picked up my most superstitions. Baseball has more, like, classic suit, like, you can't step on the baseline when you're walking onto the field. And so I always hop over it. To this day, when I'm playing just beer league softball, like it's like, oh God, cannot touch that baseline.
No, I created one like with kids I train. You can't leave the gym till you make a jump or make a shot. You got to make your last shot and then you leave. Have to.
I like that. I drove around Ford Field on game day for both home playoff games, so he's going to do that again. I started buying buds from a new place 2 weeks ago. Bada bing, bada boom. Do not stop going to Dispo. That is what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Yeah, I have to watch it alone. If I watch it with people, we lose. Cornelius. Thank you, Cornelius, for taking the sacrifice and isolating yourself during these championship runs. I'm honest with you. You're helping, whether it means anything or not. We've mentioned the butterfly effect several times. This is what I'm talking about. You need to be standing. You need to be alone. Don't let anybody talk to you. Last week at halftime, I changed my pants to what I was wearing during the Rams game. And that's when we started to do better. I'll make sure to wear these pants this week.
Hey,
see? You're in trouble, Lindsey. Colton Cardboard is going to be wearing his lucky pants. No cell phones during the game for Victor Martinez. Been wearing my Lions gear pregame. Game time, it has to come off. Last time I had it on during the game was our last loss, BJ Reed. These are real things. This is what's not on the stat sheet.
Oh man, I mean, we all have it, man. I've been doing it my whole life, and I don't know, man. It's unexplained things that you feel like make you better.
Yeah,
that make things better.
It compartmentalizes your brain, right? It just calms you down.
It does.
Calms you down. If you were in a slump, did you have any tricks to get out of it?
No, because I never thought I was in a slump.
Oh God, you're just so perfect, Lindsey Hunter.
No,
look at this guy.
I look at other people. Because I look at other people because
I look at other people.
No, because people say, "Oh, you're not shooting well." I'm like, no, I'm shooting the same way. It's just not going in right now. You got to understand, Stick, to play sports, like to play like on those high levels, you got so much that could throw you off, and if you're not, and think about it, as an athlete, you always feel like, man, I'm at my best, I'm doing this, I'm the best at this. You don't want nobody ever to be able to shake you and say, like people say, oh, you're in a slump, and you go, no, I'm not in no slump. I'm just, it's just not going in right now. Your definition of a slump. I'm just missing shots. I'm shooting it the same way. Just missing right now. It's going to go in.
It's going to go in eventually.
Right.
And that's what shooters do. They shoot their shot. Unconscious. You're going to make the one. It ain't about
that's
the last
you
one.
Have to think,
right,
man.
But I take offense to you saying I don't know what that's like.
I didn't say that to you.
No, it's fine, Lizzie. I see what you say. I see what you say.
No, I didn't say you don't know.
Oh, you're not. You haven't been a professional athlete. You don't get
Stick, I didn't say that. I was talking to the reporter.
Spenmo Rax. Miss you, Spenny. Get well soon. He said he's worn the same thing the past 2 weeks to sit next to Broder for every watch party. And that's true. They sit right there in those two yellow chairs. Spenny, I believe, is in his jersey. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Booner, face painted. And he's got the Lions helmet on. Make sure you're watching the Woodward Sports Watch Party this weekend. The Lions are going to the Super Bowl after this weekend. We can actually say that sentence, and it could be true. It's amazing to think about. But you want to look good like the Lions are going to look on Sunday? Do what I did yesterday. I went to Lady Jane's, saw Bethany. She cleaned me up. Look at this fade. Look at that fade. And she cleaned up the beard. I got that King's treatment, and Lady Jane's has places all over Metro Detroit and literally all over the country. So even if you're traveling, you can get that precision haircut from Lady Jane's.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White and Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Boner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Boner and Broder.
Are you dreaming of that new home, but you're feeling that financial pinch? Mark White and Associates, the trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That'll save you up to $5,000 that you could put into renovating your home, getting that new furniture when you move, or just pocket it for a nice vacation. That's right, $5,000. Call Mark White and Associates today, 248-290-8242. All right, last segment of the day. Last segment before we roll into the weekend. NFC Championship weekend. Jared Goff versus Brock Purdy. Aiden Hutchinson. Ooh, that's going to be a good matchup, too.
Great matchup. You hear what Eric Lynn said. Shout out to Uncle Lindsey for being our hand holder this whole season. Was speaking the truth all season.
Aaron Glenn said that? Like the actual Aaron
No.
Glenn? Oh, like, Jesus. I was like, God, I didn't know who I was talking to over here.
Eric Glenn. No doubt, Eric. I got you, boy.
I love some of these superstitions that are still coming through. Shad216 says, I just go into the WSN watch party during the chat, call everybody a bunch of SOL bitches, and we usually win the game afterwards. I love that. I've been watching the game in my bathroom on my phone. We've had 30 years to figure out which hat pants to wear or what not to wear. Let's see. I have two superstitions. One, I won't have the TV on an odd number during the game, Danny Band says. And Flannel Sam, you're like, oh, that one's real.
That one is 100% real. I always have it on one singular volume, at least when I'm watching a team like the Lions or Michigan who I have a vested interest in. It's either 20 or 25 or 30. It's a multiple of 5 all the time. So I guess it can technically be odd or even, but it has to be a multiple of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, once again, whatever you guys have been doing the past 2 weeks, don't stop doing it. Whatever you had for breakfast, do it. Whatever side of the bed you got up on, do it.
So, JB, you have to give somebody else COVID because you gave it to Spinny.
So doesn't he have to like spread it to somebody else now?
No, you are the initiator.
How am I the initiator? Like I was surprised.
I don't care. You sacrifice for everybody. If they die, they die. But the Lions need to win this week, okay? I am willing to sacrifice lives.
I understand the assignment. I got you.
All right?
They almost got it.
Quit being selfish, JB.
They almost got old Salthands Gentry. He was close to being down.
And that's fine. I'm willing to sacrifice Gentry for a Lions Super Bowl appearance. I love you, Gentry, but you got to go. There's not much I wouldn't sacrifice for this to happen.
Gentry gotta go.
Gots to go.
Gotta go.
If you gotta go, you gotta go. Listen, it's been too long.
Mike.
We've been wanting this for a long, long time.
Oh,
man. Just think of how you're going to feel Sunday around 9:30, 10 o'clock when you hear your Detroit Lions will be playing 2 weeks in Las Vegas against fill in the blank. Who gives a shit?
And also, along with that hopefully there's a clean bill of health for one Mike Gentry. Hopefully we don't have to make that sacrifice because that'd be very, very sad. But I think there's a part of him that would honestly take that for his own self.
That's what Gentry is. He's a team player.
Yes,
he knows the assignment.
Yes.
Like he's walking out there to get hit by pitch. He's okay with it.
He knows that his responsibility is not for himself.
Right. This is for the greater good, okay? You know, this is a time when they talk about this generation being soft. This is when you can stand up. This is when you can prove to them you are the younger generation. You're willing to sacrifice for championships.
What's the movie when the guy got in the spaceship and was going to the aliens? He was like, I'm not coming back.
I don't know, but if aliens got to come down and that's what's got to, I don't care. I don't care.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness, man.
The Super Bowl, man.
That's
the
funny.
Super Bowl.
Those are unreal words, man.
The Lions cannot lose this moment. They need to put on Lose Yourself and listen to those lyrics. You only got one shot. This is it. This wasn't supposed to be the year. Next year was supposed to be the leap. But you got the opportunity in front of you, and you better seize it while it's there because, Lindsey, none of this is guaranteed ever again, is it?
No, man. I'm going to tell you, Eldon Campbell, remember Eldon Campbell that won a chip with us?
Soup!
So Eldon Campbell was drafted by the Lakers.
Yep.
Went to the finals his rookie year. Played. He was like, man, this is how the NBA is. This is great.
Right.
Never went back. Never went back till 2004.
He was a big reason why we were able to contain Shaq. Those fouls really helped him.
Because he was like,
and he practiced against Shaq a long time in LA, so he was a little more familiar with his game than most.
And he told us, when he told us his story, dude, he was like, man, he said, I got to LA in my rookie year. We went to the finals, and I thought, man, this is how the NBA is. Just go to the finals every year. He said, I haven't been back. And everybody was like, holy crap. Our mortality was looking us right in the eyes. And then everybody from, we were already locked in, but everybody really got locked in.
So Lions fans, enjoy this weekend. I hope you enjoy this entire season. The next time we talk to you or I talk to you, we'll be on the post-game show, and we could be talking about a Super Bowl appearance in Las Vegas. It's here, guys. Embrace it. Embrace your superstitions. Enjoy the ride. The game's going to get rough. There will be rough spots this Sunday. Don't lose faith in those moments. Know that Dan Campbell's team is going to get back up and get off the mat and punch back even if something bad happens.
We ready. We ready
for Super Bowl. Thank you, Lindsey Hunter. Neal Ruhl will be back on Monday for Victory Monday. Flannel Sam, thank you for doing sound today. JB, as always, the consummate professional. We'll see you later. Coming up next, Ermanni, Edwards, and Maz.
Peace.